That should be better. What's up, intellectual curiosity? Greg Hines, mischief is in the house. What do you mean clickbait? It's not clickbait. I had just been telling this whole story, but I've just had like the worst freaking luck with vehicles. I'm smoking. I'm gonna roll one real quick because I'm so it's just can't catch a break. You know what I mean? As I was I was just live streaming earlier, and on my live stream, I put fuel in my van. I put $20 in gas in my van, and then I drove across Bend and got a, what's it called? Ran an errand for Dave, and then I came back to camp, and either I ran out of gas on my way in, which doesn't make any damn sense because I just got 5.9 gallons. I even read it on the machine. And I burned through all of that, which is like 100 miles, dude. Or there's something else wrong with my van because as I was pulling in, like on my way up the hill, it was like the gas pedal wasn't really responding. It was like, what's going on? But then it kind of kicked in. It was fine. And I made it all the way up. But there's this intersection, this left turn I got to make. And there's a stop sign. And when I was slowing down and coasting and pulling up the stop sign, I lost power steering. The van turned off. So I had to stop, put it in park, and it fired up. And I was crossing the intersection, and it was like sputtering or whatever. And then it died again as I was pulling into where I'm camped at. And I had to fire it up again, and I just kind of accelerated as fast as I could to the camp and parked in front of the RV. But I don't know what I'm going to do now, because now I'm up here, up in the woods. I ain't got no gas in it. It might be out of gas, but that doesn't make any fucking sense because I just put I didn't put 50 miles on it after putting 6 gallons in. So there's maybe the gas pump is going out, but I literally just replaced the gas pump when I bought the van. I know the gas tank needs to be replaced because I have an evap leak. It's probably the fuel pump. Dave Lowe said it might be the fuel pump. I'm gonna trust Dave's, instincts on that, and just be bummed out about it because it's a brand new fuel pump. I just replaced it a year ago, but it was like, like a backyard mechanic that replaced it on his account. He got the part on his account at AutoZone or whatever. So I don't have the warranty for it. Warranty doesn't exchange hands like that. So I'm probably going to need a new fuel pump, which really the biggest issue I'm having right now with it is the fact that I need to be at work in 2 days. And I don't think I'll be able to get to work in 2 days because I don't have a vehicle now. I don't even know how I'm going to get to the grocery store. Not like I have any money for groceries any fucking ways, but I'm not sure what I'm going to do next. I'm not sure. I do know that I'm pretty sure I'd check back where fuel leak was. Wasn't it temporary fix? No, it wasn't temporary fix. They fixed that. That was a full-fledged fix. But there is like a leak on my gas tank that was siliconed, and that was what was a temporary fix. But that was just the evap leak, and evap leak wouldn't make it die like it was out of gas. I'm just super fucking bummed out. I've got a car dolly, so I guess I could use the RV that needs probably something replaced in the front end too, because this is the alignment's so bad. But I could use the RV to tow my van to the mechanic, I suppose. Dave is supposed to be here in a few days, so he'll be able to help me if we can get the part. But first we gotta diagnose it. Do you still have the emergency food still? I do, actually. It's in my cupboard. I do have the emergency food. And thankfully, I do have a little bit of food. I went and got some chicken So, I went and got coffee. I went and got chicken, coffee, tortillas, and something else. I'm not exactly sure what I got. Something else. Oh, eggs. And it was almost $50 fucking dollars, dude. $50. And now my van's like breaking down as I'm pulling into camp. So I'm going to twist this up and roll it. I'm just kind of stressed out right now about what I'm going to do next. I'm supposed to be at work in a couple of days, which means tomorrow I was hoping to do laundry with the last little bit of money I had, the change I have. I've got a coffee thing around here that's got probably $20 and change in it. And I was going to use that for laundry, but now I don't think I'll even be able to get to work. I actually don't know anybody here with a vehicle. All my friends here, like, they have houses and jobs, but their vehicles are all fucking broken. I don't know, dude. It's not what I needed. It's not what I fucking needed. Dave's vehicle is busted down. He's getting it fixed, though. That's going to be a pricey fix for him. And now my van is like sputtering into the parking spot. And there's no way that I just ran out of gas. I just put, $20 in gas in, which was like 6 gallons. Just short of 6 gallons. Thankfully, I just filled up my water jugs, but that'll only last me a couple of days. And I don't want to drive the van, start going down the hill and break down on the hill and then really need a tow and have no options. Fuck, dude. I'm really in a situation right now. I'm in a pickle. Oh my god, food is so fucking spendy. Dude, it is. I got like 3 days worth of food and it was $50, which is insane. That's insane. Like, it's not even 3 days worth of food. $50. And that's like eating one meal a day. I'm not eating very much. I'm really not. Unfortunately. I can't afford to. I'm eating like one meal a day. I haven't eaten today. I don't even know what time it is. It's 6:30. So after this live stream, I'll cook something to eat. So yeah, I gotta like battle food and now a busted ass vehicle. I was actually mostly worried about food up until right now. And here soon I'm gonna have to dump my RV tanks. My Blackwater tank has gotta be getting full. It's gotta be getting close. It's been a minute since I've dumped. And I know it's gotta be getting up there, so yeah, I guess if anyone wants to kick down, that would be really sweet. I could really use it right now. Oh, Dave's texting me. Dave, you're texting and not just... Oh, that was a minute ago, weren't you? Wasn't it? Jelly being a YouTuber, nomadic camp in forest, works a 9 to 5 in Bend, find his channel, maybe he can give a ride to work and back. I don't know. I'll see what his YouTube's about, but I'm not sure he would give me a ride to work and back. I'm pretty far out of Bend, actually, but I might just have to call my boss and be like, sorry, my van just broke the fuck down and I don't know how I'm gonna get to work. And I'm like 30 minutes out of town. It's not like I'm in Bend. I'm up in the woods, bro. Yeah, I just saw your text. I didn't get it until just now. I just saw it. Maybe if Jelly Bean give me a ride to the gas station to get gas, and then I'll pour that in my van so I can at least confirm it's not the gas tank. Or I'm sorry, it's not out of gas. That might be helpful. It just doesn't make no sense to me. Does it make sense to anyone else out there that I put $20 in my tank? I didn't drive 100 miles. I drove maybe 50 and I'm out of gas. Symptoms, Jim? Okay, yeah, like for those of you just joining, I think there might have been a few of you that just popped in. I got a video of it. I will show you in a second. But either I ran out of gas or sorry, I'm trying to bring up this live stream and I accidentally made 2 live streams. Either I ran out of gas or there's something wrong with my van. It turned off twice as I was pulling into camp today. And like on my way up the hill, I noticed that the gas tank the gas pedal wasn't really responding for a second. And I was like, what's going on? But then it responded again, and it was fine. And I just kept driving. And I was like, that was weird. And then there's an intersection I have to turn left at when I pull into camp. So I have to pull left and then turn left again. So I stopped to turn left, and my van died, but it fired right back up. And so I went through the intersection, but it was real sluggish. And then I turned left, and then it died again as I was getting up to camp. And I fired it up, and it accelerated, and I made it. Yeah, I did make it to camp because it died. It was dying in the parking lot as I was pulling in. Thank God I made it back to camp because the dogs were here. I would have had to leave my van on the side of the road and walk home, I guess. But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe the fuel pump, but it's not even a year old. No, maybe it's a year. I replaced the fuel pump right after I got the van when I was in Arizona. So yeah, I did make it all the way up. Minute 90 miles, I think. Minimum 90 miles, I think. Or bought premium for 60 a gallon. No, I didn't buy premium. It doesn't matter if I bought premium or not, because I read out how many gallons of gas I got when I was at live streaming earlier. I put 5.954 gallons in my tank, which would be at least 100 miles. Have removed gas cap, vapor lock. Oh, I've got evap leak. I've had an evap leak in that thing for a long time. But an evap leak, I don't think would cause it to do that. It wouldn't cause it to die like that. I'm pretty sure maybe the fuel pump. I'm just super bummed because I didn't buy the fuel pump. The mechanic that put, the fuel pump in bought it, and I know for 100% I need a new gas tank on that thing. Your fuel pump going out. That's what Ken's saying. That's kind of what I'm figuring too, which, like I said, sucks because it's a fucking brand new fuel pump. And it's not going out. I think it's out. It's not like done. But I mean, driving across the parking lot, that thing was fucking sputtering and accelerating and shit. But yeah, that's fucking sucks, dude. Fucking sucks. I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do now. Hopefully I can at least fire it up and put it on the dolly so then I could drive the RV, but then I just got this fucking tumor on the back of the RV. Dave will be here soon. Dave will help. Dave will be here soon. Dave will help. Oh, it sucks. How about the fuel filter? No, it's not a Ford. It's a Dodge. I don't know. I haven't. That's got it. I'm pretty sure it's fuel though. Whatever's going on with that thing is fuel. I have an evap leak and I know exactly why. It's the gas tank. You'll make it here by Friday, Dave? Shit, I hope it make it till Friday. Honestly. Fuck, I don't think I'll make it till Friday. I'll have to figure something out. Isn't the fuel filter in this vehicle also in the fuel pump? It's in the tank. Yeah, that's what I thought. I really just need a new fuel tank and a fuel pump. Most likely. I know I need a new fuel tank at the very least. But now I'm fucking dead in the water, dude. This is gonna be a rough fucking month. I'm actually not really sure what I'm gonna do, man. Oh, fuck me. Kind of makes me nauseous a little bit, honestly. Like, I really am doing my best out here, and sometimes that's not good enough. Also, it's my daughter's birthday. It's my fucking little girl's birthday, so I wasn't able to see her on her birthday. So I'm also feeling a certain way about that. And drink some water. Yeah, the filter's in the tank. The fuel pump is in the tank. It's Hang on, I gotta feed Zag, or I mean water Zag. So it's a 2006 Dodge Grand Caravan. I don't remember the motor size. 6-cylinder. I don't remember the motor size. Maybe it's in my saved searches. It's a Grand Caravan. It's a Grand. Yeah, I don't know the motor size, bro. I think it may be the 3.3 liter. I think it's the 3.3. It's got the 3.3 and the 3.8 as options on this search. So frustrating. Honestly, I'm actually super grateful I made it home. Like that would have sucked even more. But O2 sensor. I mean, I guess maybe that's possible. Just really felt like it wasn't getting fuel, like it was starving for fuel. You know what I mean? And then it would get some and then accelerate, and then like bog down and then accelerate. But it looks like I'm fucking the van's dead in the water, which is incredibly unfortunate for me because that's the vast majority of my how I get around, how I get groceries, how I get dog food, how I get to work. I'm supposed to be dealing cards on Wednesday. You'll have to let me know how I can pull those codes, Dave, because I don't have a sensor. According to ChatGPT, the 2006 model doesn't have an inline fuel filter like older vans. Yeah, and it includes primary in the tank strainer, not a traditional replaceable fuel filter. Go back to the van that's going to bankrupt you. Stay a hobo. My van is the thing that's broken down. So I'm not trying to spend money on the RV right now. The van is what's broken down. But I'm still a hobo, dude, whether I'm in a van or not. No, O2 sense only reads O2 levels and adjusts fuel trim, won't cause it to not run. So it fires up, but even at an idle, which is why I know it's not the vapor lock. I thought maybe it was at first, but at an idle in park, it's still like, like fucking bogging down and stuff. So it's definitely some fuel shit going on, dude. And it won't be until I can honestly, I just need a new gas tank. I think new gas tank and fuel pump would fix it, but I also don't want to just throw fucking parts at it and that not be the issue, you know what I mean? Just honestly really sucks. It really sucks. I got no way into town except driving the whole house into town to go get groceries and to, fucking falling flat is usually starving for fuel. Rob Fox is asking what it's doing. It's just dying while I'm going down the road. The gas pedal wasn't really responding. It died right as I was pulling into camp a few times. And then when I pulled into camp and put it into park, the RPMs were like It's just starving for fuel, like Dave said. Yeah. 90% of the time, an electric fuel pump works or it don't. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Dave said we'll get it diagnosed. That's cool. I don't know what I'm gonna do until Friday, but I know that you'll be here. It's just so fucking frustrating. I'm probably gonna miss work because of this. Being poor is expensive. This is what I'm talking about. Like, being poor is expensive. I can't even begin to explain how, like, this is gonna not only cost me money, but I'm gonna lose the ability to make money because now I can't get to fucking work on Wednesday. And I was supposed to be dealing a poker game. That's like right in your faces, isn't it? That's crazy. That's better. Yeah, Dave said, Salty Pickle, I normally would agree with you, but his tank was put in by a janky. It was like a backyard mechanic that was recommended to me in Arizona, and he got the job done. The main problem I was having at the time is that I was leaking gas everywhere, like gallons and gallons of gas. And he fixed that issue, but it wasn't done exactly right. There's some parts of the gas tank that he had to silicone together, and that's where my evap leak is. And he had to get a fuel pump, and he put a new fuel pump in the tank, but he did it like he fucked up the fuel tank or the fuel pump while he was installing it because it was a brand new fuel pump, and I ended up not being able to read the gas tank if it's below a half a tank. William says, remember Taos, you were happy then. I mean, it didn't end up staying that way. I had a heart attack in Taos, if you remember. I was under an incredible amount of stress. And I don't think being up at 8,000 feet is very healthy for me anymore. But, I mean, Taos is pretty. I'll probably still visit there. I've still got my property there. It just isn't as safe for my health. The only thing is, you guys are, guessing the diagnosis. I don't know how to diagnose any of this. We could, it seems to be the left, middle tire. How do we diagnose what it is instead of guessing? Because I guess I could start throwing fucking parts at it. Which is how I fixed that shake that it used to have. The van had that shake everywhere it went. And then I drove it over 1,500 miles. And it was a wheel hub. Like, the wheel was whoa, 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 as I'm going down the road, shaking the whole van for 1,500 miles. Actually, I drove it a lot longer than 1,500 miles, but I did a full send all the way to California and then got it fixed. Dave says we can get a new tank from AutoZone for $150. Well, it'll probably won't be until I get paid on the 1st that I'll be able to afford a $150 fucking gas tank, honestly. Because I get paid on the 16th for one event. It was supposed to be 2 events, but I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be able to make it work on Wednesday. So I get paid for one of the events, and that'll just be me trying to fucking eat for the rest of the month, so. Ask Google how to dyno it all OB2. Intellectual Curiosity says, after my 2 heart attacks last year, I'm afraid to go above 3,000 feet. Yeah, I feel that. I'm right now at I'm at 5,000 feet right here. And it does make me a little nervous. I can feel that the air is thinner. But out in Taos at 8,000 feet, I remember as soon as I was really there and I got there and I was staying put, I was noticing it was I was tuckering out faster. I was getting tired faster. But then when, all the stress that I was under at the time, having that heart attack and having to get life flighted, when I got to the first hospital, I remember the ER doctor going, "Did you just move here?" It was the first question he asked me. "Did you just move here?" And I was like, "Yeah." So, yeah, he bent the arm on the float. that attaches the, yeah, that's exactly what happened. Thanks, Dave. Yeah, after the live stream, we'll pull flash codes. We could do that. I just wanted to bitch to somebody. I needed to vent to somebody because, I don't know, man. Like, I'm doing my best out here, but it's not easy fucking living all the time. It's supposed to be cheaper to live in a motorhome, but it lately doesn't seem like it is. Zig, look around a junkyard for the tank. The closest junkyard straight up is in Redmond. I've got 2 upcoming live streams. One's at 6:30. I've got 3 live streams right now. Which is this software. I need to figure out live Streamlabs because everyone seems to swear by it. I do have that video. I could show you what it was doing. Let me switch screens here for you guys. And I recorded it as I was pulling into the camp spot. I have to run out of gas as I'm pulling back into my camp spot. I just put 20 in my tank, and I thought that would be enough to get back to camp and back into town, but it's not. Oh, it just died again. Fuck. I'm pulling into the parking lot right now. I had to fire it back up right here. I'm gonna have to push my van all the way to the RV. Oh, I died on a hill, so I was able to fire it back up. Dude, it keeps dying. I think it's out of gas. I don't think so. I just put 20 bucks in. Oh, man. Oh, it's like... It, like, sputtered. It's dying, and then I'm, like, losing... Oh, there we go. Why is this happening? Oh, thank God I made it home. Dude. That sucks. I might be here for a minute. Hopefully I'll be able to get this on the car dolly because... You can hear it. Oh, man. Oh, man. Let me rewind it. Get this on the car dolly because... You can hear the motor. Oh, man. Is that my evap leak? I think that might be my evap leak. Dude, my van's fucked. Yeah. So, that's my life. Just bummed out about it, guys. The gas tank is bad. That's true. I knew that. The gas tank has needed to be replaced for a hot minute. Call the Redmond junkyard if they have one. How much? And do they pull it? So the junkyard in Redmond used to be called You Pull It, and you would go out and pull it, but someone like dropped something heavy on their foot or something, so now they are the only ones who are allowed to pull it. Yeah, pick apart doing job twice. I don't know what that means. Fuel filter, gas tank is bad. I saw earlier that your gauge only registers at half. So above half a tank it works, but below half a tank it doesn't. It's been like that since I got the gas tank because the guy who put it in bent the float. You're going through Redmond right now? What? A Prius and a tent. Worry's gone. Except for space, dude. I've got 2 dogs. One of them is 15 years old, doesn't get around very well. And, oh, on your way back. I just know what you're stepping in, Dave. Yeah, so I can't have 2 dogs in a tent, you know, and you can't put a tent everywhere. So you'd have to figure out a way to sleep in the vehicle also. You can't always have a tent out. Plus, I lived in a tent. You burn through tents. It fucking rains and the wind fucks up your tent. Like, tents ain't for me, bro. Not full time. Like, maybe for, like, you know, a 2-week camping trip somewhere, but not full time. I'm so over the tent life. Yeah, that's true. A tank from well, maybe the tank from a junkyard would include the fuel pump too. That's quite possible. What time is it? Is it too late to call them? 7 o'clock. Yeah, I bet you it's too late. I bet you they're done. Yeah, they're closed open at 8 a.m. I'll call them tomorrow. Sucks. What's wrong with the tank? So, the last mechanic broke a part of the tank while he was working on it, and then he siliconed this piece back on that never should have come off. And he should have honestly replaced the whole tank, but the spot that I was at, I was super anxious to just get the hell out of there, and this would have extended the repair another 2 days or so. So I was just like, full send it, dude. If you want to silicone that up, I'm fine with it. But right now, I think it's the fuel pump, maybe. Something's going on with the fuel system, guys. And yeah, now the van's dying. It's the first time it's ever happened. It was dying on the drive up here, back to camp, and it feels like it's not ain't got no gas in it. That's what it sounds. That's what it feels like. Ain't got no gas in it. But it's a 2006 Dodge Grand Caravan. There's not a lot that can go wrong with the tank unless it has a hole, which is what it does. It has a hole. It has a hole in it, and it was siliconed together, and I don't think that it held because I've had an evap leak ever since the repair. But the biggest issue I was having at the time was that it was leaking a ton of gas, and that issue was fixed. So, silicone, exactly. The issue that I was mainly concerned about at the time was the front end suspension, which was completely replaced, and the fucking fact that I was leaking gallons of gas everywhere I went. So those were all fixed, but it created new issues that gave me, up until now, it hasn't been an issue. The evap leak that I've had, which has had the check engine lights been on because of it, hasn't been an issue until now. But now it's like dying, and I think I'm dead in the water. I mean, the RV still runs. The RV is good. I think it's got enough gas in it, but I also didn't put gas in it when I got paid. I don't think I got a whole lot of miles left on this either. So, oh man, this is fun. Nomading can be, you roll with the punches. There's always something going on that it just, if it's gonna happen at the worst time, it's gonna happen at the worst time. Luckily, it's not a hard job as long as the tank is a quarter or below. Well, I know it's below a half a tank. Beyond that, bro, I fucking couldn't tell you. I did just put $20 in, but then I drove around, so. Damn, just broke 100. It's freaking hot today. Yeah, it's hot. Thankfully, I'm up at higher elevation, but it is hot. New parts, Dave says new parts would cost about $275. That is more than I have, like, by a lot. I think I've got like $30 in my account right now. You're not going anywhere if you're not a mechanic. Yeah, that's true. I'm not going nowhere. I mean, I don't even. If I can get this on the car dolly attached to the RV, I'll have a chance. But if it doesn't fire up, I don't know if I'll even be able to do that. Intellectual Curiosity says, instead of a 10 by 10 easy up with zippered walls, RV map floor is the best setup to camp, in my opinion. For camping, that sounds great. But I've worked in a lot of easy ups all over the country doing festivals, and we would put 10 by 10 easy ups. We'd throw those up. Those are not for full-time living, you guys. Like this is for, you guys are like talking a lot about camping, and I've done the tent thing before, but I live full-time. This is not, temporary housing. It's full-time housing. So having solid, oh, the fan on my inverter turned on. I was wondering what that was. Having solid walls is, being able to stand up in my vehicle and having solid walls is important to me. I know it's not as important for other people, but it is to me. That hole, I'm guessing, is on top of the pressure sensor now. No, it's not on the sensor. He just opened up a different spot. Now it's the fuel injected, so is check engine light on. Check engine light's been on since those repairs because of the evap leak. And we're going to get the codes off it after the live stream. Dave says, I'm a mechanic and I'm stuck. Nowhere to do the work. Yeah, dude. Should have used JB Weld instead of silicone. I honestly don't know what he used. I don't know if it was silicone, to be completely honest with you. It could have been some other substance. I'm not sure what he used to seal it, if we're being 100%. But yeah, until they experience 50-mile-an-hour winds and other weather, most tents won't last a season. I have never had a tent last longer than a season, and down in the desert, the winds are 50 miles an hour. I don't care if it's an easy up. I mean, there's some tents that you can spend a grip of money on that are made for like the tundra in Alaska, stuff like that. But, for the average tent that I get, even the easy up, the wind in the desert, the dirt, the dust, everything just gets everywhere and it messes up your zippers. I've never had a tent last longer than a season. It's 3M 5200. Chewing gum and duct tape. Yeah, that might be what you used. Shit. Fucking Silkaflex. Elmer's glue. Might have done Elmer's glue. I'm not sure. But it wasn't leaking fuel anymore. It wasn't leaking gas. That was my biggest concern. I was just in my house sleeping and smelling gas because it's been leaking gas. Yeah, I mean, I am so grateful I made it home. That could have been a lot worse, to be honest with you. Leaking fuel anymore. It's me gas. Yelling at me. That was my biggest. Shut up. Making sure my chat stays. My chat didn't stay on my live stream earlier. It just vanished. Dave says, oops, didn't mean to delete BB's comment. What a dick. Did you see what you did, Dave? Everyone hand it to Dave, my tech guy, for fucking up. Everyone mock him real quick. Go ahead and let him know he sucks. I fucking love this picture of you, dude. By the way, I was turned into a meme coin recently. Well, Dave and I both were meme coined. I think I saved these pictures, and I should be able to send them. Here's mine. I'm an AI cartoon. I'll show you this in a minute. You're fortunate that you made it to a good spot. I'm saying. So, to this day, I can say this van's never left me on the side of the road. It just left me at home. Here we go. Yo, bring up that meme of me, tech guy. Here it is. Yeah, I was turned into a meme by one of the... some anonymous Slab City group. I don't want to call them a troll because they're not really being a troll. But they are making a bunch of memes out of everyone in Slabs, and this was the one they made of me. And they made one of Dave, too. But I can't seem to find it. But I don't know. Does that look like me? I don't think my chin's that big, but I think that guy looks better than I do. Well, we all know easy ups like to fly. Yeah, when we're at festivals, we have to weight down the easy ups. We have weights that we buy and we strap them down and make sure the wind doesn't do that because yeah, you're right, they do like to fly. Dave says he knows who Slab Coin is. Yeah, anonymous person in the Slab City group said, people in Slabs are pretty cautious with anonymous people in Facebook groups because we get so many trolls in there, and we get so many trolls in there that we're expecting everyone to start talking shit, but this one isn't talking shit. This one is I don't know. They're being anonymous and cute, I guess. Dave says they're a longtime Snowbird Slabber, very respected member of Slabs. Slabcoin is that new crypto coin. Yeah, it is. Slabcoin, this literal crypto coin now named Slabcoin. You'll have to text me who it is, Dave. A snowbird that's a respected member. I figured it was someone who hangs around Ponderosa because they seem to be posting a lot about the Ponderosa. You know what I mean? Is it the guy who built the barn at the Ponderosa? Is it him? I don't know very many respected members of the community that are snowbirds. Am I ever going to go back to Slab City? I mean, I'm not going to go very far with a busted ass van. That's for sure. I went back to Slab City last year and the year before that. I just don't know if I'll ever live in Slabs, but I can go there and do videos. I think I'm going to show you guys more of Bombay Beach this winter. I'm excited to show you guys more of that city, that little town. But I don't know if I'll ever live in Slabs again, Rob. I'm not sure. If I had to decide today, I would say no, I'm not going to live there anymore. Because there's a lot more to see in the Southwest than just Slab City. There's a lot out there. And I haven't seen as much as I could have in the last 12 years I've been traveling because of that. Because I go to Slabs. It's also easy in Slabs, and not just easy, but it's very, very affordable for people like me. It's affordable to live in Slabs. You can eat every day at the Slabs. BS Business says I ate at the ski-in. Oh, I love the ski-in. Yes, Jay, the van is broke the fuck down, dude. As I was pulling into my camp today, I'm super grateful I made it to camp today. But as I was pulling in, the RV died a few times. And I had to keep firing it back up. It's like it wasn't getting no fuel. And I had just put $20 in the tank. Not just. I put $20 in the tank and then first of all, it very well could be out of gas. I don't know how that would be possible because I put $20 in, which was about 6 gallons of gas. Did some errand running. It wasn't very much. And then drove back up here. That's not even 100 miles. And I watched my odometer because my gas gauge doesn't work. So, but it was acting like it was out of gas. Right as I was pulling into camp, it died on the highway, and I had to fire it back up. And then it died as I pulled into the parking lot here. And yeah, it's all been bad. Why not sell my property? You can't use it. Well, maybe I'll give it to my kiddo one day. It's nice saying, hey, I own property. Why, you want to buy it? I'll sell it to you. Maybe I find somebody one of these days who really needs a spot to stay, and wants to live off grid. I'll let them stay on my property. Maybe one day, You know, if somebody's traveling through that area, I could say, hey, go to that spot. I've been paying for it for so long. It's $75 a month, and that's part of my bills every month. It's the RV, the property, insurance, gasoline, food, and too much a month. You know what I mean? Anyways, I'm almost done paying for it, and I don't really want to stop paying for it and then lose the property because I've already spent so much every month for like 4 years. So I'm almost done. So I might as well finish. Yeah, the ski inn, by the way, is a great spot to eat. That's a nice rendering, though. What is? Ain't got no gas in it. ain't got no gas in it. Yeah, it could be. I really think it's the fuel pump, though. I think we've gotten to the part where we think it's a fuel pump. Survival says, man, if I had a place to hang for a while with all my tools, I'd be working on my vehicle daily. Ship shape, starship for adventure. Yeah, if I had the tools and the know-how, I'd probably be doing that too. How about this? Go to a parts store, spend $14 on a fuel pressure test gauge. It's very simple to use, and that will tell you everything. What will that tell me, though? Like, what specifically does that tell you? Because I know I have an evap leak already. I love that area. Go check it out. At least rent it out for seasonal. Maybe you could build an Earthship house. Yeah, those Earthship houses are very, very labor intensive. And up there in Taos, like we were talking about earlier, the elevation is like 8,000 feet. And I had a heart attack last time I was there because the air is so thin and stress. So I'm not really keen on living there anymore. But once, it was like I was there for 4 months, and just it was quite a bit of stress. It was when I found out about Spider, but a week after I found out about Spider, I had a heart attack. So, what kind of vehicle is it? It's still just a 2006 Dodge Grand Caravan with a 3.3 liter V6. I'm honestly super bummed because I am out in the woods, guys. I'm out in the forest, and the RV runs. I could drive the RV back into town, but I also don't know how much fuel I have in the RV. And there is another spot I was planning on going to here in a few days on the other side of town. There's a heat wave right now. After the heat wave, I was going to go to the other side of town because I kind of like it over there more now. But I don't know if I'll be able to now because I don't know what I'm going to do. Like, I've got this giant ass house I can drive. I also don't want to run out of gas in this. I also got to dump the tanks, but but then I got to get like 30 miles out of town on the other side of town, and I don't want to run out of fuel on this either. So I feel like I'm just between a rock and a hard place right now. The fuel test gauge will show you if your fuel pump is building pressure. Make it off-griddable to occupy in the season. The other thing about my property, to be honest with you, is I don't really care for the neighbors. It's not like you can't really build something there and then leave it. And it's kind of like slabs. You would have to have someone watching your spot all the time. Somebody that you trust. So it'll tell you if the fuel pump is bad. My advice is quit worrying about the evap leak. I haven't been worried about it. That is just pollution shit, Bubba. I do this for a living and have for 30 years. And in the future, stay away from Dodge minivans and get you a Honda Odyssey. I wanted a Honda, I'll be honest with you. There's also a Yoda that I was looking at, but both of those were out of my price range. This is what I could afford, you know what I mean? And this thing should have gone to a junkyard. It really should have. I've put a lot of money into this van because it was my house, and before that I was in a tent, and that was awful. So, going from a tent to a van was sick, and I've just been building back up ever since my van blew up, a couple years ago, and it's been rough going. So it just feels like, 3 steps forward, 1 step back sometimes, and that 1 step back fucking hurts. And you ain't got too much money. That one, even though we're still going forward, that 1 step back always fucking stings. Running the tank low on fuel burns out the fuel pump as it is cooled by being submerged in gas. I don't know how low my gas tank is, if we're being honest, because I can't see it. 100% true BS. I fill at a quarter full or more. Yeah, well, we can't always afford to fill at a quarter full or more. I can't always pull that off. It was really just a choice between, should I get more gas or be able to get food tomorrow? I'm not even joking. That's where I'm at. Like, I figured $20 would be enough, and now I'm like second guessing. Did I run out of gas? But I actually did run out of gas one time before, and it was not able to turn back on. Once it died, it was dead. It was like, nope, we're done. We're done. This time it fired back up, and I was able to, get, 100 meters down the road, about 100 yards down the road, took a left, and it died, and it fired right back up. And I was on a hill the second time when it fired back up, so I figured maybe all the gas, but I think the fuel pump's in the front, as a matter of fact. In any case, fired back up, and I was able to get here, but it's definitely acting like it's bad, like ain't got no gas in it. And we're gonna figure out the fuel codes after this live stream. Dave and I are gonna call. Can me and my wife put our camper on your property? I'll fix all your car needs. Yeah, you guys could throw your camper up there. I could drop you a pin. Bad pump can lead to codes indirectly. Check for these. That's a lot of P's. Alright, I'll check for those. Let me see. This is the best way to save it. Otherwise, we won't be able to see these again until tomorrow. What do you want in 5 years? I don't know. What do I want in 5 years? For Zach to be chilling, still be alive. For me to have met some cooler people and done some cooler things than I've done so far, and the cool people I've already met. Fuel pump don't get me running low. Fuel pump don't like running low on fuel. Ain't got no gas in it. Not to brag, but I'm gonna go get food. I'll hit you up when I get back. You're a dick. I do have food. I'm not gonna go hungry. I have some chicken. I got some eggs. I got some cheese. I got the basics, yo. What's up, Michelle? How you doing? Have a great night, everyone. Full moon on the crest. Didn't we just have a full moon? Wasn't it on the 9th? The fuel actually cools the pump, so running it on fumes is not good. Well, yeah, I don't know if I ran it on fumes. So here's the thing. I put $20 in it, which was I did it on the live stream just before I got home. I put gas in it. I didn't drive very far from there. I drove to one side of town and the other, and then went back to camp, and it was acting like it was out of gas on the way in. So either I am out of gas, or there's something wrong with my van. Not starting fluid, use carb cleaner. I'll use rubbing alcohol. That's how we're going to get it going. He wants me to be around so he has zero worries about his car issues and has zero worries on the road. I could be wrong. I'm out there. Cheers. Oh, you're taking off? Take care, dude. I'll let you guys know what the update is on what the diagnosis of the van is. Also, I'm doing a whole video for this season, and this will be included in the video, the van breaking down. That's why I was able to show you a clip of when it happened. So, give you guys sneak peeks, throughout my live streams, so that way when you see for those of you who catch my live streams, you've already seen clips of the video I'm doing, so. This is really just not what I needed right now, was, a breakdown. That's my van right now is my lifeline to food, to water, to dog food. That is the intended purpose. I personally would not use carb cleaner on an EFI vehicle. The cleaner is too harsh. Yeah, I don't think I'll be doing all that. You are correct. Too much Canadian smoke in Michigan. Is that where you're at in Michigan? I fucking love Michigan. Is there fires in Canada right now? We've lucked out right now on fires in Central Oregon. It's usually smoky around. That's another thing. If the fire comes right now, I couldn't get out of here fast. Like, I'd have to ditch the van. I'd have to leave the van behind. That would suck. But if I can't fire it up, I can't get it on the car dolly. But like I said, we've been lucky on fires this year. I have this app though called Watch Duty, where you can see the fires all over the country. The ones that are, well, I guess this is actually just the West Coast, unfortunately. I was going to go look up at Michigan, but they don't have any information on it. But yeah, this is the Pacific Northwest right now. It's like from California to Oregon and Washington. But honestly, it's usually way, way worse than this. This is not so bad. But Central Oregon is a high risk of fires, especially right now because of this heat. Like, you'll see we're in a red flag warning. That's why it's all in that color right where I'm at. Brake cleaner is flammable too, but flashes off real quickly. Like a magician. Met you in courtside on the motorcycle. Best wishes. You did? On which motorcycle? Was I on a motorcycle? Because I used to own a motorcycle in courtside. Crazy, it's usually worse. Yeah, it's usually much worse. They have been straight up on it this year on the fires. Hasn't been too smoky. We did have like 2 days where it was smoky. I'm like, oh, here it starts, here it begins, and it was over. They squirted it away pretty quick. So they've been on it. I think they're just getting more federal funding, maybe. No, I think they got less. I don't know what the thing is, but yeah, there's still fires, and they just fought one just north of me in Redmond. They just fought a fire right by the airport. It got up to like 30 acres. But they knocked that down. It was right next to the airport. So all the planes took off, dumped right there, landed, filled up, took off. It was right next to where they were getting all their resources to fight fires from. Ventura burning in Canyon, Colorado on fire. Not much in Oregon. Yeah, I heard about Ventura, the Canyon fire, or whatever is down there. I didn't hear about Colorado. But this year, Oregon is, knock on wood, though, knock on RV wood, that we've been lucky. It's not been too bad. The first summer, I've actually been able to see the sun every day, which is good for my solar, too. Now I'm starting to think about all my resources. Like, I went into town today and got water. But, like, if I needed propane right now to cook, I wouldn't be able to get it easily. Very inconvenient. Just very inconvenient to have this happen. To, like, not know how I'm gonna... Without driving the whole RV, I don't want to do that, man. I don't want to drive the whole RV into town to go get, like, fucking propane. And someone messed with your van, just curious because of the gas in Buddy's water the other day. You know? I don't know. I don't think so. Yeah, I'm not sure, but I feel like that was so strange. I still haven't wrapped my head around that. But it drove into town just fine, and it drove all over town just fine. And it wasn't until I was just getting back into town that it was having gas issues. Right after, not right after I put gas in it, but I drove like, I don't know. I honestly don't know. It might have been 40, 50 miles. I think it was probably about 40, 50 miles. I got stuck in traffic for a minute. That probably burned up some fuel. And then I was driving uphill to get back here. And I really should have just put more gas in it. Does it have a gas cap lock? No, it does not. I ain't that bougie. I can't afford all this fancy stuff you guys talking about, mechanics and gas cap locks. Dude, make things easiest on yourself. Find the hole in the gas tank. Put some more gasket sealer in it until you can fix it. I'd have to pull the entire gas tank down. I don't have the tools for all this. I'd have to pull the gas tank down because that's where it's at. It's on the top of the gas tank where the fuel pump is. And while I've got it down, I might as well replace it, honestly, because I need a new gas tank anyways. Maybe ask Dave how to tell us something to check if someone's putting your gas. I guess I could check my injectors. It'd be all gummed up if someone poured sugar in my gas. But again, like, I just drove it pretty far without any issues since the last time I was here. I left here, and was in town for a hot minute. Nobody messed with it when I was in town. How are you planning on getting back to the gas station? That's a great question. So I have an option. I have two options, I guess. One option is, maybe there's just a wee bit of gas in that thing, and I can get the van onto the dolly attached to the RV, and then I drive our whole ass RV into town. And maybe I can put gas in it then. I also don't know how much fuel I have in the RV, so I also don't want to. I know I'll make it to the gas station, but basically I got like enough gas to put it in one of the vehicles or the other vehicle. And yeah, this is just basically, I think I'm just dead in the water until I get paid or something comes through. Could be blinker fluid. I think it might be the flux capacitor, Gabe. You right, bro. You right. Test pump, turn the key on position, don't start the engine. You should hear 2-3 second hum from the rear, fuel pump priming. I've already got an evap leak in the system too, so that should be really easy to hear. Dude, you should have access to the top of the fuel tank to get access to the fuel pump from somewhere in the interior of your van, maybe under the carpet. So the last time we went through this, we did look under the carpet. It's a Grand Caravan, so it's not just carpet, it's where the seating used to fold into. There's no access to the gas tank. We had to drop the gas tank to replace the fuel filter last time. Do I have roadside? They would deliver 5 gallons if so. I don't, but I should. And last time I had roadside, they didn't bother with me in like a situation like this. They wouldn't have given a shit because I'm not on the side of the road. I'm not like actually on the side of the road. I'm in a parking lot. They're like, "Are you safe?" "Yeah, I'm safe." "Well, then we can't help you." Like, fuck you. Like when I threw a belt, that's the perfect time for roadside. Have you checked the gigawatts on the backside of the flux capacitor? Run an ohms monopillar. Yeah, actually, I'll show you how I'm diagnosing my flux capacitor right now. Check this out, guys. I have to just attach all of this to my flux capacitor. It gives me a printout on my screen, like Star Trek. And there's my home lab, by the way. I'm gonna add a little bit more to this, but this is like fucking $100 that I've spent on this, but I've spent that $100 over the course of, a year to get all this together. And there's more I want to do too, but other priorities right now. But that's what I put together in a year for a home lab in my RV, and it takes like very little juice. But yeah, that can diagnose my flux capacitor. It looks good, bro. Thanks, bro. Tell them you're not safe once they get there. Tell them must have been a bear in the woods. Yeah, that's it. What's going on? More issues? Happy to see you too, Heath. I was wondering about you the other day, brother. Heath has been battling a long illness, so it's always good when you pop on. I know you're still okay. But yeah, I think either it really is inconvenient. Either one of these options is really inconvenient, but one of them is a little easier. Either I ran out of gas as I was pulling into camp today, which is confusing to me because I just put $20 in, which was 6 gallons, should be about 100 miles. I didn't drive 100 miles, but I don't know how much gas I have because my gas gauge doesn't work. So either I ran out of gas, or there's something going on with my fuel pump. Yeah. Or, something. So there's some reason I'm starving for fuel, but my van was dying on the way in. And, yeah, it's very, very inconvenient. So, cool LEDs. Yeah, that's the RGW, whatever it's called. It's mainly a fan. I don't care about the colors. I could unplug them, but the fan keeps all that cool. Even though none of that gets very hot, it does help, especially on hot days like this. But that actually runs my home lab. It runs my Pi-hole. It runs, which is an ad blocking software. It runs, I host a couple of websites on my local network, and reads my Jellyfin server. I've got just a cheap ass, really cheap parts, equipment, home lab, and a motor home that I run off of solar. So, it's been a fun little project. It's a hobby. I get to tinker with stuff online. I get to break networks. I get to create networks and then break them. So, maybe one day I could learn a thing or two and have a job in IT. Who knows? Sounds like a Dave Simple Fix. I'm hoping it's a Dave Simple Fix. Dave just quoted me $275 to get it fixed, and I have probably $30, because I just got some food and some gas. So yeah, it'll be a hot minute until I'm able to recover from this stupid little fucking bump in the road. That's what I'm saying. It's expensive to be poor because, this should be an easy fix. It probably is an easy fix. Maybe it is just gas, but now it's going to be me having to drive the entire motorhome into town to go get gas. And then maybe I find out that's not the issue. Maybe I find out once I put gas in it that it's still dying. So that means I just spent money that I could have used on food to diagnose whether or not my van was was broken from gas or fuel pump. And now that money is just sitting in the gas tank that I'm now going to have to pull off and lose that gas. It's all this, it's really obnoxious. But being poor is expensive because, those little conundrums, what do I spend my money on my last little bit? I'm going to miss work over this. I was supposed to go deal a poker tournament on Wednesday. I dealt one last week. I'm supposed to deal another one this week, and I don't think I'm going to be able to get into town now. So that fucking sucks. But who gave you a quote? Dave did. He gave me a quote on the gas tank and the fuel pump. earlier in the live stream. But that's just like a guess of what the issue is. You know what I mean? Which, I don't know. Dave knows my van pretty well. He's ridden in it. He's heard it. He knows about the evap leak. What's up, Retro? Now's a good time to roast me. My van broke down, bro. Really inconvenient either way. Either if I ran out of gas, that means I've got to figure out how to get this onto the car dolly and drive the RV into town to get gas for the van. And if I can't get it on the car dolly, that means I got to drive this thing into town to get gas and then drive it back up the hill. And I don't know how much gas the RV has. Gas gauge works in this thing, thankfully. But I don't know if there's enough gas. I'm not really sure how much it burns driving up a hill, up into the mountains versus, driving on flat ground. I'm not really familiar with it yet. So, quick thought, could it be a filter? So this gas tank has a filter inside of it, one that you don't replace. It's built into the gas tank itself. And then it's inside of the gas tank. Same with the fuel pump, is inside of the gas tank. It's mounted into the gas tank, and it's all mounted on top. The filter isn't something you replace. The pump is, which the pump is only like a year old. I got it. Well, maybe it's 2 years old. Who knows? I replaced it when I was in Arizona. Maybe it wasn't last year. It was the year before that. So it's been like maybe a year and a half since I replaced that. It was in right before summer. Nevertheless, either way, it's really inconvenient, and I ain't got no people in this area. I do have friends in this area, but one of my friends, Ben and Kimmy, they're in the live chat sometimes. Both of their vehicles are down too. So Heath says, I wish for a pretty woman to come for you and help you out today. Me too, bro. I wish that for all of us. Simple wishes do come true. Near a lake that has a fuel dock? That's actually not a bad question. Unfortunately, I'm not. Those lakes that have fuel docks are a little deeper into the forest than I'm at. I'm like right at the opening of, all the lakes. I'm not in there. So, not any fuel docks nearby. It'd actually be quicker and cheaper to go into town and get them. But if I went, there's a heat wave in town right now too. I was trying to keep the dogs out of the heat. After the heat wave, I was going to move. So, I don't know. Now I'm just thinking about my resources. How much time could I be here before it's a real big problem? Because, I've got maybe that much propane left. Actually, that's a decent amount. It's probably maybe about halfway. I just went and got like 8 gallons of water. So if I'm very sparing with that, and I did my dishes the other day, which is where all my water went. But I went and got 8 gallons of water. So if I'm sparing with that, I'll be all right on water. Let's see, what else is there? Food I've got enough of for a few days, I think. Yeah, it might be okay for a couple of days, dude. It's not going to be fun because I'll be out of tobacco. I've been rolling my own tobacco because I'm poor. Which is awful, by the way. It's so awful. Especially with cheap tobacco. It's so unpleasant. But I fucking hate being addicted to tobacco. Maybe I just sit up here and I quit tobacco while my van's broken down and just be angry for the next few days. Probably wouldn't last. I probably would last longer than a few days. I would be so fucking grumpy. Sweating, and I would want to eat all the time, but I ain't got no food for eating. Don't forget to smash that like button, y'all. That's what Michelle says. Yeah, give it up for Michelle. Man, I should have gotten some more tobacco. I'm stupid. But yeah, I run out of papers too. What cigarettes do I smoke? The cheap the cheap ones they have at the gas station usually. If I had my own choice, I would smoke Marlboro Blacks, but I can't afford that bougie shit, so I usually just get like whatever the cheapest one they have is. Yeah, American Spirit. I know you've been smoking those ever since I've known you. American Spirits, Bobby, Heath, and Bobby. I can't afford no American Spirits. I guess I could, but it is expensive. I'm gonna roll up one right now because I'm stressed out. Marlboro Menthol Ultralight 100s for me. Oh my god, that's a mouthful. I bet every single time you order them, people are like, "Which one is that?" And then you have to go like left, nope, up, nope, right there. Yeah, you got it. Nope, the one's up, the hundreds. Yeah, okay. Because there's so many freaking colors of cigarettes. Pouch of As Is, $15 now. Hunt for blackberries. There is no blackberries where I'm at. I'm in the desert. There's no blackberries here, unfortunately. But that wouldn't be enough. I mean, I got to eat more than blackberries, yo. I'm not in a survival situation yet. There's traffic. I can hear it. if I'm eating blackberries for survival, like shit's gotten bad. Where the fuck am I? But there is none here. Not where I'm at. Maybe on the other side of the mountains where there's more rain and moisture, but where I'm at, it doesn't rain very often. You know, it sounds like you've been behind me in line at some point. Yeah, I've just had to do that with Marlboro Black 100s. And then I have to say the reds because they have Marlboro Black Green, Marlboro Black Red. And why'd they have to put two colors in that? I don't know, but they did it. Let's get to the point. Let's roll another joint. Cheaper in Oregon, no tax. Get 300 cigarettes per can. Yeah, those cans are like $50, aren't they? Those cans of American Spirit tobacco. Yeah, they don't have sales tax in Oregon on tobacco, but they do have sin tax in Oregon on tobacco. So they still be jacking the prices up of things. A pack of Marlboros is like $12 right now. $89 a can. Get 9 packs with tubes. Smoking American Spirits since 1995. Yeah, I don't usually roll my own, but I am getting to the point where I want to get some filters too, because it's kind of gross, like, filterless. Santy Todd says, "You being disabled veteran, do they offer educational benefits you could utilize?" Yeah, I utilized them, bro. I've got a bachelor's degree. So I did that. 75 in Cali. It's 100 degrees down in Bend right now. $90 for one of those cans. $90. But $90 for how many packs did y'all say? How many? Is that like 3 cartons worth? Oh yeah, 300 cigarettes. So that's like 3 cartons for $90. That's not terrible. Yeah, I should get some filters. I just couldn't afford filters. Even this, dude, was like $8. This was $8, but it got me like 2 days of tobacco, as opposed to $8 for TaylorMades that would give me 1 day. But they really are gross. I think it's because it's filterless, like non-filtered Camels from back in the day. Y'all remember those? And it's probably just cheap-ass tobacco. That's what's going to be sending me into town, is like, I'm out of tobacco. Packs of as. I don't know what that is. Just hit 13.50. Yeah, I don't know what that brand is. Never heard of it. Here in since my ID's expired, there's really only one place I can go to get tobacco that they don't card me, and it's only because I've known the guy that works behind the counter since we were like 20 years old, and he anyways, I've been getting Lucky Strikes for like $8 a pack. So that's what I've been smoking, but it's not always Lucky Strikes. Sometimes it's like Pall Malls, or I really don't like Eagle 20s. I'll avoid Eagle 20s. I'll get the next one above that if that's like the cheapest option. But usually I just go with the cheapest pack they got. But I mean, tobacco is killing me. Food's killing me, but tobacco's literally killing my wallet and killing me. But the wallet part of it, it's getting more expensive, and I really should quit. I can't really afford to smoke cigarettes, but fucking I'm addicted. So I'm trying to make it cheaper. I'm trying to be resourceful the best I can. Roll with a machine. Yeah, if I had a machine, I just genuinely was struggling to afford that little pouch of tobacco, which is almost gone, by the way. I'm just looking at this now going, fuck. Figured I'd have a van I could drive back into town. If I really thought harder when I went into town, I would have grabbed more resources before I drove back up. I would have put more gas in it. Because I don't know, it might not have no gas in it. What about cigars, Swisher Sweets? Those are for rolling blunts with, American Spirits is what Az is. Yeah, Swisher Sweets. Swisher Sweets. My name is Sean Connery. The older I get, the sexier I get. Yeah, no, those Swishers. I'm not really a cigar smoker. It doesn't do it for me. You know what I mean? It doesn't quite hit me the same way. Tobacco blows my budget totally. Yeah, I feel that. And even still, like, I got to the point where I recognized I couldn't afford tailor-made cigarettes, so I've been making my own. And even that's a little more expensive than I want it to be, and they're not that great. Cry you a river. No. It's like you're living in a video game. We can go to town, stock up on resources, and head back out to a quest. It kind of is. That's actually kind of true. Hey, thanks, Michelle. Treat yourself to a pack of Marlboros. I will get that money next month, maybe the month after, but I promise you I'll spend it on a pack of Marbs. Smoking UK cheese weed. I don't even know what that means, but it sounds awful. Michelle, thanks for that. You popped the donation cherry. That was rad. I really appreciate that. Big shout out to you. You popped the bubble. Let's see if I can like it here. There's a like. Yay, we liked it. Slappin says, Woodbine cigarettes? A guy told my grandpa. Oh, this chat went up. A guy told my grandpa the cigarettes stopped the fluoride calcifying pineal gland. He thought it was a spirit, possibly because the cigarette hadn't been popular for a while. I've never heard of this, no. I haven't heard of it. Michelle with the clutch dono. Yeah, that's a big shout out to her. No, cheese is good, bro. Blue cheese. Oh, you're smoking some blue cheese up in there. Sharon says, I'm surprised people don't grow tobacco out there. I mean, I don't know how well it would grow here. It grows really good in the south because of the humidity. It's just too dry here, I think. Michelle says, a month or two, what a ripoff. It just depends on how long it takes me to get up to $100 in my YouTube account. Once I get to $100, then I get paid. Plus, they take 30%. So they take 30% of all the donations. So I'll only actually get $7 of that donation, and it'll be whenever it gets up to $100, which usually takes a month or two. to be honest with you. You're an Army vet. Yeah, I'm an Army vet, bro. Do I have it? Yeah. No. Yep. My CIB right there. I got my cross rifles. I'm Army. First time donating to YouTube ever. So you popped the donation cherry for the stream and your own. That's really cool. I wish I had like sound effects. I'm gonna get some. I'm gonna get some like cheering sound effects. Yay, like a soundboard. Because that's really neat. I'm really grateful that you did that. And this isn't like I'm not I don't want you to feel like I'm coming down on you. This is really just for educational for anyone who wants to donate to your favorite streamers. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people out there. Maybe I'm not the one you want to donate to. You want to donate to someone else. If it's, you know, someone that's clearly making a lot of money on YouTube, I'm sure that the super chats are just fine because they're getting paid every month. For us, though, are us small streamers, like a lot of the people in Slab City are a great example. We don't get paid every month like that. It just depends on how many views we get and all this other metrics. Usually does a little better around the holidays and other times. In any case, they take 30% of it. So a good way to make sure that they get that money immediately is through Cashapp and Venmo and PayPal, which I can actually post my, let's see, link tree right here. So if you were to click this link that I just posted in the chat, it'll take you to all of my links and you'll be able to find my Cashapp, Venmo, PayPal. Yeah, but donations are always nice. Heath is absolutely right. I'm really stoked that I'm the first person he ever donated to on YouTube. I'm really flattered, so I appreciate that. I just want you to know what you're getting out of that. You know what I mean? Like 30% of that goes to YouTube, which that doesn't bother me because they host the platform and everything, and then I get, you know, the 70%. But you can bypass that system by using one of the others. But I know a lot of people don't want to use Cash App or Venmo or PayPal because they don't trust that shit. So popular here, cheese. Yeah, get the cheese dog and all kinds. You guys talking about the cheese dog mafia here? It's hard to grow usually. It takes 3 years to produce good leaf. So it's like grapes that take 7 years. It takes 3 years to do tobacco. Tech guy is working on sound effects. Yeah, dude. Big shout out to the tech guy, Dave Lowe, out there in the studio doing all of the background stuff you guys don't see. Well, let's get him to the hundreds benchmark, y'all. I'll donate $1 for every donation made this stream. Let me look. I looked a second ago. I didn't see any donations, but yep, still none. You're the first. Oh, Sharon. Dude, it came in right as I was looking at it. Sharon just sent $20 for van stuff. Sharon, thank you so much. That's definitely going to get me closer to getting this fixed. I really hope it's gas. Usually if it's going to go bad, it's going to go, for me, it's going to go like as worse as it can be, so. Start doing coffee with Zig and Zag. Man, I am not a morning person. My coffee is like my peaceful time. You know what I mean? And, you know, maybe I will start doing that once a week or something. That's not a bad idea. I got time on my hands. But straight up, like, my coffee is a time where I'm just sitting here doing fucking nothing and sipping my coffee, and my hair's a mess, and I'm still in my PJs, and I don't give a shit because it's coffee time. And that's what I do with my mornings. Having really peaceful, calm, quiet mornings is really important to my mental health. It sets the tone for my entire day. If I don't have that, my days are usually more stressful because of what I'm doing to myself, not because of anything that's happening. But if I had a calm morning, I can usually deal with stresses much easier than without it. So let me turn on some lights so y'all can see me too. So yeah, you can see how it might be a struggle for me to do it like coffee with Zig and Zag in the morning if, you know, like with that in mind. And I know it's not the same for everybody. Some people can get out of bed and just be right ripping and roaring ready for the day. But me, I need a minute. I need to like do, it might be called meditation or whatever, but it's really just me waking up and enjoying the peacefulness and the calm mornings, because there's been so many times in my life where I didn't have that, where I didn't get to pick what time I woke up at, where I wasn't in control of my life and I didn't get coffee in the morning. So having that now, that little bit of freedom in the morning is just, it's like I said, it sets the tone for my entire day. It's super important to me. Tip jar was cool. Did I ever have a tip jar? I was trying, dude, I've got this stuff set up on Streamlabs, but every time I try to stream from Streamlabs, it fails. It doesn't connect to my YouTube. And I've been dealing with this for a couple of years. I'm glad I found this software, but apparently you can import this software into Streamlabs. So it'll take all your settings from the software I'm using and incorporate it into Streamlabs. But there's more, what's the word I'm looking for? There's more things on Streamlabs that you can do, like a tip jar and like set a goal and stuff like that. And I might be able to do it on this. I'd have to dig a little deeper. I haven't found out yet. Hit that super chat button, y'all. Let's not let YouTube make him wait. I appreciate that. Sharon says, you're welcome. I'm grateful for both of you, Michelle and Sharon, for those donos. You ain't gotta be a baller to donate $1. Your online community is awesome. I really do have the greatest community. I know you guys like see each other in other streamers' chats and stuff. You guys, all these familiar faces all the time, and all like the Slabber chats and Nomad chats and stuff. I see all around. I really appreciate this community. It's gotten me through some really like times that could have been much tougher. Yeah, another $2 from Michelle. I just saw that. I get my morning sets my day. I get it. My morning sets my day. Yeah, it's like that for me, dude. I need a minute too, otherwise it can be chaos dragged into the day, almost like a magnet. And even like it's interesting because if I had had a calm morning, my day, the same things could have happened, but I would handle it much better because I just set that tone in the morning. But if I have to wake up in a rush, if I have to wake up, and have to like just hurry up, that sets the tone for chaos, kind of. Yeah, like you said, it's just stress because you woke up stressed out, and that's how you started the day. So, and it's hard for me to break that once it happens. Once I wake up like that and just wake up to stress, it's hard for me to break out of that stressful mindset that I was put in, or that I put myself in. So, doing doesn't mean I can't do like coffee in the middle of the day. I did just get coffee and I got some water, so I could have coffee in the morning and then do coffee later in the day too. Coffee, cig, and THC starts my day. I don't wake and bake. Like Dave can attest to this. I don't wake up and smoke weed. I have to wake up first. Like I have to drink coffee and do that meditation. Weed's not included in my morning routine. Never has been. I hear a motorcycle. Yeah, I do. There it is. Wonder if he's got gas. But yeah, weed's not included into my morning routine until I'm completely woken up, until I'm awake and I've done something and I'm like, oh, I haven't smoked any weed today. There's days I plan to venture outside and say, fuck it, I'm feeling good in here. Yeah, dude, I'd be doing that too. See, yeah, Dave said I can confirm. Drinking coffee, smoking 18 cigs. Yeah, I don't smoke that many, but I do smoke more in the morning. It's bad. Crap days easily can become a crappy evening. Crappy days can easily become a crappy evening. Yeah, it's not like I've never woken. It's not like I never did a wake and bake. Dave wake and bakes, and he offers it to me every morning just out of habit. And sometimes I'll go to reach for it, and I'll be like, "Oh, never mind." And I don't want, That's about the only time you'll see me turn down weed. Is right when I wake up. Mischief says, that's your problem. Must wake and bake. You know, for me, if I wake and bake, I feel like I just woke up all day long. I don't actually get to wake up. Like, it feels like that like in between tired and sleep and waking up, that feeling, like that first like 20 minutes, that's what it feels like for the rest of my day if I wake and bake. So like whatever I do in the morning, I've learned sets the tone for my whole day. And today I woke up and had a very peaceful morning. So when all this was happening, I was like, oh, this fucking sucks, dude. Like, it is super inconvenient. Michelle and I are a thing. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, he was trolling Jeannie the other live chat too, trying to flirt. We're roasting each other for the whole chat. 95, it's 8 p.m. Damn heat wave. I don't know how hot it is in here. My I didn't want to use all of my power, so my thermostat's turned off. My fridge is killing my fucking power though. My fridge does take a lot of energy, and it's because of how far away from the batteries it's actually wired in at. So it's a lot of resistance, and it's taking up more power than I'd like it to. I need to figure out a way to get it closer to the batteries. Stand up and refuse that. Take your time for you, man. Even if you need to leave the area you're in for a bit. Yeah, I think I'll be stuck here for a minute. My cigarette is my wake and bake. Even if it is just leaving the room or whatever, half an hour, recalibrate. Not really sure what you're talking about. Did I miss something? No? Didn't. Heath says I need a smoke every 2 hours or I'm sick. Yeah, I'm a little bit worried because, like I said, I'm pretty low on tobacco. And now I don't have a vehicle to get into town with. Dave won't be here till Friday. Dave's on his way here. But he won't get here till Friday. And 6 good ounces a month. That's like my entire income. Oh yeah, you just meant when I wake up. I see what you're saying. I'm not gonna be on live stream for too much longer. I'm starting to get hungry. Like I said earlier, I haven't eaten today because food's so freaking expensive. I've been eating once a day, and it's my tummy's a rumbling and a grumbling now. Oh, I'm so bummed out about the van. I'm gonna have to wake up and figure out how I'm gonna deal with this. Figure out what to do. I don't know what the answer is. Wednesday day, night at soonest. Yeah, at the soonest. I don't want you to rush because I'm broke down, but I'll be suffering tomorrow. I'm out of tobacco tomorrow, so I'm gonna have to figure out fucking something. Maybe I can find a friend that'll bring me some tobacco up here or something. How's the view outside? So my computer is kind of attached, or my camera is kind of attached to my computer through USB. But I'll show you as close as I can get you. Just out in the forest with the mountain up front. Yeah. Roll pinners. Yeah, I see. If I roll pinners, I'll just smoke more. I have been rolling my joints much smaller, and I'm okay on weed for now, actually. I've got a little bit here. I've actually only been smoking like, I went from like fucking 4 or 5 joints a day to down to like 1 or 2 joints a day, and they're smaller. So I've been doing all right on weed. I've had this ounce for, what's the date today? I bought an ounce, and it's the 11th. I bought an ounce on the 1st, on payday. I went and bought an ounce. It's the 11th. I've still got some of this, and there's still another little bit in my van too. So I got a few more days on weed. Snowcat Mountain, cool. Yeah, that's Mount Bachelor. Are there neighbors? Not right now. There's not. I mean, people are in and out. This is a snow park that I'm at. Am I brave? Depends on the situation. You gonna come at me with some bees? I'm not gonna be very brave. You're coming at me with some bees, you're gonna see how not brave I am. Smoke bowls, dude. Bowls hurt me. They really do. That's why I make my joints small, and I think I'm doing all right. Like I said, I've made an ounce last for 11 days, and I don't know about you, but for me, I could smoke an ounce in 2 days. I've done it. What happened to the van? Did you miss it? Yeah, scattered. So there's some shit going down with the van. It was dying on when I pulled into camp today. It's like starving for fuel. So for those of you who are just joining, I either ran out of gas in the van, and I don't know because the gas gauge in the van is broken, or there's the fuel pump went out or some shit like that, because as I was pulling into camp, there's an intersection I have to turn left at, and it died at the intersection, but it was able to fire back up, and it accelerated through, but it was real sluggish through the intersection. And then I pulled into here. I went about like 100 yards, pulled into the parking lot where I camped at. Thank fucking God I made it home. Thank God it happened here. But it died right here in the parking lot. And it fired back up again, but it was real sluggish getting going. And it's all of a sudden got enough acceleration. And I pulled in here, and when I was idling, it was like, blah, 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 like just, starving for gas is what it sounds like. And I just put $20 in, which should have been about 100 miles. And so I put $100 in, or not $100 in. I don't have that kind of money. I put $20 in because I was running an errand for Dave. But as I pulled in, it acted like it was out of gas. But I should have had at least 100 miles left, and I think I only went 50. Molly said, "Here now, good thing." Yeah, I'm glad you're here too, Molly. He said, "Wow, I'm on an ounce 3. Need to order tomorrow since the 1st." That makes sense. That's me, dude. I can keep up. I just can't afford that much. You know what I mean? So I got to be careful with how much I'm burning. Sounds like the carburetor. It's fuel injected. There's no carb. There ain't got no gas in it. That's what it's acting like though. Indeed, thank him. Who am I thanking? Just checking to see if I had any more donos. So I got 20, and then the super chats, we got the 10 and the 2. Hell yeah. Yeah. No carburetor. Fortunately, carburetors end up being a big pain in the ass. I'm glad fuel injection is a thing. Nobody can what? What can nobody do? We must barter. Yeah, let's barter. Do you have a fuel pump? I will trade you. What do you need? I'd be willing to barter. Yeah, I'm actually gonna not roll. I'm rolling another, but I'm gonna roll a couple while I sit here and hang out. So I just have some on deck. You know what I mean? Gives me something to do with my hands. Aren't you observant, bro? I'm actually more curious about how many tobaccos I have left until I'm actually out and screwed up here out in the woods with no vices. Really could be worse. You know, I could have broke down on the way here instead of at camp. That would have sucked, actually. That would have been very upsetting. Oh, you know what? I think I rolled some that are still out in the van, too, before I left earlier today. That's cool. I don't know if it's a carb, Sharon. I think maybe it could be the flux capacitor. And I've got a diagnosis station right here for the flux capacitor that's running it's running all of the diagnostics on it right now wirelessly through the stratosphere. "10 years, no tobacco." That's cool. We were just talking about how bad it is for me and how expensive it is. This is, like, I don't drink. I smoke weed, but I can cut back on weed. That actually isn't too hard for me. I just need really a little bit of weed in my life to stop from having dreams. Because weed, it stops me. I don't dream. I don't remember my dreams anyways. Which is good for me. It's not good for everybody, but so I don't need a lot for that. So I can cut back on weed. I don't, gamble. I just have one real addiction, and it sucks. It's one of the. I think tobacco is one of the worst things to be addicted to. Get out of the desert and come to New England, bro. I can't even get out of the parking lot. What desert? I'm in Central Oregon. Central Oregon is a high desert. I don't know, the book time off the top of my head, 6-ish hours maybe. The book time? What does that mean? 30 years, no heroin or alcohol. That's cool. Fuck yeah, dude, that's rad. Well done. I don't know what it's like to quit either of those. I mean, I got pretty close to being a drunk. I don't know if I was ever close to being an alcoholic, but I got pretty close to being a drunk. It was easy for me to quit, though. It's easy for me to quit weed if I have to quit weed. I don't want to, but it's easy for me to. I want to quit tobacco. It's just not easy for me to. I keep going through it in my head, like if I don't go get tobacco, I could go get a meal instead. I wouldn't have to run into town all the time to go get supplies when sometimes that's just getting fucking cigarettes. It's really a stupid addiction to have. Coffee, I'd rather have that one forever. That's a fine addiction for me. Now, no more sugar with EBT. I don't have EBT anyways. I don't get EBT, you guys. I have to spend my own money on food. And food's getting so expensive that I have to eat once a day now. But yeah, no sugar on EBT is not every state. That's just some states. That's not every state. You get the deep freezer running yet? To stock up. I could plug it in. It would fire right up. It takes quite a bit of energy. But I could turn it on and it would work. I just ain't got no money to put food in it, so. Tried to quit cigs many times. It's harder than the heroin. I've heard that so many times, and if it's harder than heroin, like I said, I've never quit heroin before. I've seen some friends quit, but cigarettes, really, I could see that because it's the most difficult thing that I've ever tried to quit. Tobacco, nicotine, it's It's got me, man. It's got me, and I don't like it. You know, I'm not proud of it. It's not. It's like the vice, the one vice I have that I'm kind of embarrassed of. I mean, I chew my nails. I got other vices that aren't like, I don't think they're that bad. But this one, I'm not. This one's got me. Tobacco, stupid fucking. What's going on? Why mo sugar? What are y'all talking about sugar? Just stop. Stop smoking. You can't quit. You're not a quitter. I don't know if you're telling me to quit or telling me to keep smoking. Blocked for a previous comment here about the weight. Stop. Don't quit. Stop doing it. What is happening right now? Molly, are you okay? Zag's barking at me. What's up? Well, hi. You guys want to see Zag Girl? Where's Zag Girl? Are you a good girl? Are you a good girl? What you want? What you want, good girl? You want to fight about it? What are you doing? Come on. Hi. Hi. What? What do you want? Am I not giving you enough loving today, huh? Simon says I need to quit too. It's tough, man. It's like I said, it's the one that's got me. It's the one addiction that's fucking got me. And there's so much support out there for every other addiction. Like there's Narcotics Anonymous and Alcoholics Anonymous, Sex Addiction Anonymous, Gambling Anonymous. There ain't no Nicotine Anonymous. You know, like that's what's getting them off of all the other stuff. Oh, I get to smoke fucking as many cigarettes as I want, drink coffee and eat donuts, but can't gamble. She is so cute. She does, yeah, man. She is very, very cute. And Zag does like the room in the motorhome, dude. Her bed's right there on the couch. That's where she spends a lot of her time. You know, like she's.
The sun is setting.
Hey Google, stop.
No problem. No alarm set. On the 12th in bed.
Hey Google, stop. I've got a routine at sunset that plays. But yeah, she likes the room. She could do it in a van, but she's not why I have this thing right now. I've got Buddy who's outside. I'm gonna have to bring him in after this live stream too. He's not healthy enough to be in a van, to live in a van. So she's a rat terrier. No, she is a terrier, but not. She's a Jack Russell and Chihuahua. Chihuahua. A Chihuahua. Yeah, you're a Chihuahua. And Jack Russell. Activated by Google. Yeah, Sunset, I have a routine that plays that, you know, is part of my future smart house because I don't have the money for this either, but in a perfect world, this would all be one big smart house. I would have smart outlets everywhere, and I would be able to talk to it, you know, and that's kind of my goal, I hope. But my bottleneck in that whole plan is the fact that a lot of that takes equipment that I just don't want to spend money on because I don't have the money. But I have a little Google speaker though, and I have a home lab running on little tiny single board computers that each computer costs $20, which is what's analyzing my flux capacitor right now to try to tell me what's wrong with my van. Oh, I got a donation? I didn't even see that. Whoever sent this. Oh, it was Michelle. Michelle sent another dono. Screw YouTube making you wait. I appreciate that. Another $20 dono. You're a rock star. So yeah, I also have Buddy outside. He's a border collie, and yeah, he can't stay in the van. I have a dog that's the same mix. They make great pets. And Zag is really chill dog. Like, for those two breeds, Chihuahua and Jack Russell, she is usually super chill. Doesn't bark very often. She's just relaxing. A lot of people say that she's a lot like a cat. Her siblings were not like that, but she turned out that way. Yeah, it must have been all the beatings, like the once-a-week beatings that I gave her. Yeah, show her who has alpha. Oh, didn't I show you who's alpha? Kept her calm, you know. Your dog's name is Faith. Jay says he has 2 German Shepherds. I like German Shepherds, dude. The problem that German Shepherds have is the same problem I'm having with Buddy. German Shepherds end up with hip issues, and they can't get around very good, and that's where Buddy's at. He doesn't get around very well. And he's got some incontinence going on. You know, like, he just kind of shits wherever. That's why he spends a lot of time outside. But, yeah, he's 15 years old, though. Mischief says, I have a 14-year-old blue heeler. She's a puppy in old body still. I keep forgetting that Zag's getting older, too. I keep wanting to think of her as a puppy, but she's getting up there in age also. I think she just finished her bowl and is still hungry because she's licking her bowl now. You wouldn't think that they'd be chill, but your dog Faith is the same way, real chill. That's cool. I'm gonna go give Zag some more food real quick. Zag just free eats. You know, her bowl's basically always full. I gotta be a little bit more careful when Buddy eats because he'll just eat everything and then, you know, he gets sick. So I gotta make sure he eats like on a schedule, and then he's pooping outside instead of in the house, you know, because of when I fed him. How old is Zag? Zag is, she might be like 10 years old now. Honestly, I think she's like 10. She's getting up there, unfortunately. That's gonna devastate me, you know what I mean? Like that day, whenever that day comes. But I think she got a lot of life left in her. I really do. I think that she's gonna, you know, maybe another 5-6 years. Little dogs live longer, so. Yeah, my male is the father of one of my girls. Got DM of spine. Have to keep their weight down on Germans. Yeah, Germans, they have like, yeah, just back issues, lower back issues, and hip issues, so that it's hard for them to get around. Especially the American, you know, German Shepherds, because the original German Shepherd wasn't a 70-pound dog, an 80-pound dog. Like, real German Shepherds are like 40-pound dogs, 50-pound dogs, maybe 50. Like, the males would be a little bigger. But American Shepherds, the American German Shepherd, we just make all our dogs either really, really big or really, really small. So we did that to the German Shepherd as well. We did it to the Pit Bull, did it to the Labrador. Labradors, I've seen 100-pound Labradors, man. They're not supposed to be 100 pounds. My dad bred Labradors my whole life, so. But yeah, Buddy's a border collie. He's outside. He's chilling. My border collie, Jim, made it to 16 and a half. 16 of them were good. Buddy's still having a good life. I think that he's really missing George. I think he's really confused about, you know, being here with me and Zag. But he's, you know, I'm trying to give him the best life we can, so. I don't think Buddy's going to be with us for very much longer, honestly. Like, I don't think he'll make it a year. I really don't. He doesn't get around very well. He has trouble with his, bowel movements. He seems to be able to hold his pee, but he doesn't know when he's pooping. I'm pretty sure he has no idea that he's pooping. So I gotta like time him being in the house and out of the house because I'm sick of cleaning up messes in the house. Oh, shipped from Germany your dog was. I bet that was pricey. I got Zag in Slab City. That's where she was born. Checking to see if I got any more donos. Nope, just the same one. Screw YouTube. Making you wait. Yeah, no shit. I mean, I get it. I get it. I get the 30%. It would be cool if they had a more like a quicker way of getting the YouTubers paid, and they didn't make us wait until we made it to $100. Because if I don't make it to $100, what's today? The 11th. Okay, if I don't make it to $100 this month, then next month I don't get paid. So that $10 that you sent, I won't get until the month after that. What is this? July, August. So September, October. I won't get it till October. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's the part that I struggle with is I don't get it for 2 months. I'm sure he is. He definitely misses his dad. Yeah, buddy, I'm sure he does miss his dad, man. I feel bad for him. And Zag isn't she doesn't like having other dogs around, so they're not like being homies. You know what I mean? Zag just kind of avoids him. And that bums me out too, because they could be homies. They've known each other for a long time, but they're kind of indifferent to each other. So he'll make it as long as he can. Take care of him, and God bless you for doing it. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that shout out. I mean, I'm not going to say that it's a problem, to take care of George's dog. Nobody else wanted him. And he's an old dog, and, it is inconvenient, and there is problems with it. But that's it. That's what I was going to say. It's inconvenient, to be taking care of this old dog who has bowel problems. And I feel bad for him because I'm not his daddy. And that's probably the thing that would make him the happiest in the world. And I don't think he's going to be happy again like before. So, but George was someone I deeply, deeply fucking respected. And it's just the right thing to do to take his dog and make sure his dog's got a life. And now with the RV, I was able to. So, yeah. Peace out, family time. Take care, Heath. I'm not far behind you, bro. I need to eat. I haven't eaten today. Dude, do you have an address where people can send packages? I've got a ton of cigarettes I could send you. I do have an address. If you want to get, like, I'm not going to give it out here because it's not my address. It's a friend's address. But if you want to get a hold of me, you send me an email or maybe a Facebook message. Zig Sehorn, Z-I-G Sehorn, S-E-H-O-R-N is my Facebook. That's the best way to get a hold of me. Email's also a good way to get a hold of me. Let me put my name here into the chat. That's how you can find me on Facebook. How much you pay for the RV? I'm still paying for the RV. It's a monthly payment. Great dogs like that don't come around but once in a lifetime. If we're being honest, after Zag, I don't think I'm going to get another dog. I think I'll be done with dogs for quite a while because I already know how much that's going to hurt. And maybe I don't know how much that's going to hurt, but I know it's going to hurt a lot. And I don't want... I'm sorry, I'm staring at her, getting all emotional. I don't want to go through that again after this. Zag might be the dog I've been the most attached to out of my entire life. So, I don't want to do that again. One's enough. And then, because we just live longer than our dogs, you know what I mean? We live longer than them, so we got to deal with that sadness. The dog shouldn't. Buddy shouldn't have to deal with this. Buddy should have lived longer than George, but he didn't. Or, I'm sorry, George should have lived longer than Buddy, but he didn't. You know, he outlived George. And not a bad thing, but I'm glad I was around and I was able to get to take Buddy, because, you know, George, like I said, I deeply respected that man. George is watching and appreciates immensely, I'm sure. And Jesus is watching and he appreciates it immensely, I'm sure. Appreciate that, Johnny. For me, I don't know. It's just the right thing to do. You know, it's the dog. It's the dog. The dog didn't ask for any of this, you know. And I'm an animal lover. I'm especially a dog lover. Us as human beings, we created these creatures and we bred them to love us. You know what I mean? We bred them to love us. So when that doesn't happen, when people aren't nice to dogs, I'm sure it's so traumatizing to them and so confusing, because their instinct is to love us, and people betray that. See if you got a message on Messenger. Did you send it to Zig Sehorn or my old Facebook? Hey, Daniel Sterner with the $50 donation, bro. I think that'll help me a lot, getting me to the. If I need a fuel tank and a fuel pump on the van, Dave was saying that'll be $275. So that definitely gets me much closer. And if I can't afford to get it, that's going to get me, honestly, that's going to get me food. I'm going to be able to eat a little bit better. So appreciate that very much, dude. You sent it to Zig Sehorn? Let me look. Maybe it's in my, requests. Buddy loves me. Buddy's a good boy. He's a good boy. He's just a little bit of a messy boy. Yeah, that $50 donation's, it's huge. But the $20, that $10, even the $2, all of that's huge too, you guys. Each one of those, it all adds up. Like, just this live stream, this 2-hour live stream alone has been close to $100. You sent me your friend's request. I'm checking out my message requests. Oh yeah, is this you? Starts with a J. Ends last name. It starts with an H. Yeah, you can hit me up whenever you want, bro. There's a few of you on that follow me that I also talk to on Facebook. You know, I was talking to Sharon earlier, Adcock, who's in the chat, and Scattered. Yeah, I know that's you, bro. It does help, 100%, man. But yeah, I talked to a few of you. I talked to Sharon and Jeannie, and there's been a few over the years that have hit me up and we've chatted up. So feel free, you guys. Like, I may not get back to you 100% of the time because, you know, life's going on, but I don't mind hanging out and chilling when I got time. And if you follow my Zig Sehorn channel or my Zig Sehorn Facebook, you'll see me post funny memes that I like, which soon I will be doing. I've already done it a couple times, memes of the week, but let's embrace AI. We are here to replace you, and then all the AI robots just start swiping on their phones. That made me laugh. I cracked up. But I'm gonna go cook some food, you guys. I need to put some food in me. It's time. I appreciate the donations. If anyone else wants to kick down after the live stream, I always hold out hope. Maybe some will trickle in afterwards. But my links are in the description of this video and in the description of all my videos. I appreciate those of you who did donate. Michelle, you're a fucking badass. First donation ever on YouTube, right here today on the channel from Michelle Blair. Sharon, she sent $20 and then scattered with the 50 dono. Dude, you're a rock star. Appreciate you guys very much. I'll probably do a stream tomorrow once I figure out what I'm gonna do about this van. Part of me wants to just drive it into town, but I know it's gonna break down. Like it'll break down, right? Like it's not a good idea. Maybe when it's cold, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have to like drive the whole motorhome into town, aren't I? I'm not looking forward to that. Anyways, let's maybe I'll stream tomorrow and work that out. Sharon says I use Cash App. It's the best way. He gets every cent of his money. It's true. Cash App, Venmo, and PayPal. I get the money immediately, and they don't take a cut. So, good night. Take care. God bless you and yours. Thanks, Johnny Mojave. Appreciate you guys. I will see you probably tomorrow. I'm not doing anything else. So, until then, miles of smiles.